Shalom, Yasharala, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rachak, with us, doing honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the whole free elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be, and wherever you may be. Shalom, Yasharala, Shalom. All right, we want to get into another various articles / AI chat. I think I'm going to have one thing for AI chat, which is real brief. But we're going to get into this various articles session here, starting off with this one. And we're going to pull up these different articles for, different topics here, which we'll hit them all briefly, try to be as short as possible. All right, so this first one here, all these are going to be from The Guardian. So it says, U.S. meteorologist fired from TV station after criticizing Elon Musk salute. Now, we've all probably seen and heard about this. As a matter of fact, I was going to do a let's play video if we can. It's 19 seconds.
For making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
Yeah, so that's been one of the small talks in town. Not the elephant in the room, but it's been a talk of Elon doing this, little mustache salute, what people are calling it. So it says Sam Cuffel's departure comes after a far-right radio host slams her condemnation of ex-owner's apparent little mustache salute. Now, I'm not going to read all this article. Like I said, I want to hit these briefly just to make the point. So I'm going to jump down here. Let's get right here. It says Cuffel's departure from Channel 58 came after Dan O'Donnell, a far-right Milwaukee-based radio host, criticized Cuffle over her two apparent Instagram posts in which she wrote, "Dude, little mustache saluted twice during the inauguration. You F with this and this man, I don't F with you. Full stop." In her second post, Cuffle appeared to post a screenshot of a scene from the FX sitcom It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, in which Rob McElhenney's character Max says, "Screw that old biatch, he's a little mustache." Calling Cuffle's post vulgar, O'Donnell took to X and wrote, exclusive at CBS 58, meteorologist Sam Cuffle makes a pair of vulgar Instagram posts while spreading that lie that Elon Musk was giving a little mustache salute during yesterday's presidential inauguration. But what does it look like, man? But one of the points there from that, knowing that all these different stations are controlled by these so-called the elites, right? The globalist elites, the banking families, man. All right, we know they own the news and the media. All right, this is why, especially in America, why people see and perceive and have certain thoughts about the things, going on around them is because it's what's pushed to them on the news. And yes, the news has some truth in it, but it's not always truthful. All right. But the average person in America always thinks that the news is always just truthful and straightforward. They're telling me the news because they want us to know what's going on. No, but you get the point. The news isn't always the truth. All right. The news is more based on perception more than truth. And once again, not saying that the news can have some truth in it. All right. But truth all the time? No, absolutely not. All right. The news is based on perception, not truth. However they want you to view a situation or a matter, they can show it to you in a way that it makes you perceive, there's no other way to say it, right? Perception, man. All right. They want you to view a certain thing in a certain way, and in which that way is from their standpoint of things, right? So it says, as of Thursday, Cuffle's Instagram was made private. The Guardian has contacted Cuffle, Channel 58, and its owner, Weigel Broadcasting, for comment. According to Cuffle's LinkedIn profile, she joined Channel 58 in December 2019. All right, supporters of Cuffle were quick to respond on social media, with one user writing on X, "Shame on at CBS 58 for firing Sam Cuffle for naming at Elon Musk's little mustache salute. Shame on at Dan O'Donnell show for mobilizing trolls to harass her and call for her job. This dark chapter of our country's history will eventually be over, and we'll all remember who showed integrity and who didn't." Yeah, that's not according to the scriptures, man. Somewhat, if you want to speak on it from the Israelite aspect of things, but not how these people think. But the point of me bringing this up is, and because this matter is just small amongst many, and it's really unimportant and insignificant, one person getting criticized, and the hammer brought down on them for expressing their thoughts on a situation. And there's many people like this, right? Many situations like this, many people, so on and so forth. So there's many levels to this, right? And so it goes up the scale, like especially dealing with these platforms, because the average American is, lost in cyberspace, right? They don't care about social media, all right? And that's it. That's their life. Social media or other people's lives, which shows they have no life because their life is social media. Their life is, ooh, look at me, see this, see that, whatever, right? And so ultimately, when you get, farther up of the ladder, it boils down to, the men of the Lord, right? Teaching the truth, man. So my point of bringing this up is, there's many small situations like this, which is why they constantly want to crack down on freedom of speech and stuff like that. All right. These things they're constantly working at, and they're almost ready to spring their program. But these things are constant because they can't have people springing up and just talking about the government, talking about this, talking about that, speaking out like this randomly. All right. You don't even have to be in the truth, whether you're an Israelite or not. You don't have to be in the truth. It's just you randomly speaking out against this new world agenda and, different things of that nature. They want to stop those things. So I'll bring this out, just to show you there's many people like this person here, and, all over. So that's why they have to shut, social media down. All right. And even if social media continues to run, it's going to be governed. All right. You're going to be monitored on everything. So there's going to be no going out of line from them, or they're going to come and find you. And they got your IP address. So they, wherever, it doesn't matter if you're at a library on a laptop or a computer from the library or from home on a computer, laptop, whatever, cell phone, tablet, doesn't matter. They got your IP address. They can find your location or they can find your home, and they'll come and deal with you accordingly. Right? So it says U.S. meteorologist fired from TV station after criticizing Elon Musk suit. This not, like I said, this article wasn't important. I just wanted to bring up a point from it. So let's get our next one. All right, we're going to throw one in here because I just saw this. I didn't see this before. We're going to throw it in here real quick because this has been a topic. It's more so with the AI chat, but we're just going to grab it because I might lose it. So it says government.uk app could lead to mandatory ID scheme, claim privacy groups. App and wallet will allow people to carry digital versions of key documents such as driving license on their phones. See? And all these things work up to what? To the MOTB. Your driver license, your medical history, whatever kind of documents you might have, anything, any kind of information of yours will be all embedded into the microchip, which they want to put inside your body. So that's what this is all working up to, the digital system, the new age, right? It says convenient or intrusive how Poland has embraced digital ID cards. It says a new app to hold citizens' driving license, passports, and benefits documents risk being used as a launch pad for a mandatory ID scheme. You see, privacy campaigners have claimed. Peter Cow, the technology secretary, last week unveiled plans for a gov.uk app and gov.uk wallet intended to save time and hassle for millions. And what would the wallet be for? Money. Millions by allowing them to carry on their phones digital versions of, there you go, you see, light it up, we got one, light it up. All right, on their phones, digital versions of paper documents. What did this lead up to? Let's pull that up real quick. I wasn't intending to get no scriptures, but we'll get it. Let's get it, because we should all be familiar with this by now. Revelation chapter 13, 16, 17, 18. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 So that 666 will be embedded into their UPC code, which will be inside the micro chip, which they want to put inside your body, which puts a strain on your life, all right? It gives them full autonomy over every aspect of your life from a remote location, all right? Power under this system, which is controlled by the banking families. You see? These would include proofs of right to work in the UK, rights to benefits, veteran ID cards, and DBS certificates, which employers use to check the criminal record of someone applying for a role. The technology will include biometric security. You see, biometric security. Okay. There's going to be no not knowing who you are, no person to walk around here without no identification. Like you might have, not even trying to be funny, like a bum on the street. They're not going to have a ID or a driver's license. All right. Unless they had it before they became homeless and, entered in that downward spiral in life. Right. But they're not randomly going to no DMV to get this and get that, get identification. They don't have those things. They're just walking around in life. You see? So yeah, there's going to be nobody without identification in this new age that they're playing, this new world. such as what? Bam, light that one back up, right? Face scans. And they can attach those face scans and attach them with other, things to pinpoint exactly who you are without a shadow of a doubt. It says similar e-government apps are already in use in countries including Poland, Estonia, and Iceland. Kyle said the technology will be voluntary and paper documents will continue to be used, but added that he was striving to make the app's convenience, come on man, that word convenience, so compelling that people would consider its use unavoidable. You see, they're going to make you believe that you need it and make a lot of people believe that I need to go along with this thing. The app will include a digital document wallet similar to those already installed on Apple and Google smartphones and will be totally reminiscent of the way you shop. See, the way you bank, you can't make it up, man. The way you travel, and how are you going to travel? Because your identification is going to be digital identification. All right, the way you have like the Apple Pay things now where you'll see people go in the store and they tap their phone on the scanner to pay for an item. This is what they're talking about here, all right, where your face will be, digital, all right, and then eventually they're going to move all the technology they gather together. They're going to move it all into the micro chip, and then it's not going to be from hand to device to other device. It's going to be in your body, right, from body to device, okay, directly, okay. And they made you get their cattle, and there's no whereabouts that can't be found out, man. Nothing about you that can't be searched out, because they're gonna have access to your micro chip, and all your data is on the micro chip, so they're gonna know everything about you, and there's no hiding from them. They want to play the role of the most high power, man, and a lot of people are taking this for a joke. Says the app will include a digital document wallet similar to those already installed on Apple and Google smartphones and will be totally reminiscent of the way you shop, the way you bank, the way you travel. And this is now the key you interact with. Hold on, man. The way you travel, and this is now the way you interact with your government. But who's the new government? The banking families. They're doing what they're going to do with the Constitution, all rights, this, that, and the third thing, your freedom of speech, all these different things. All right, we always talk about the freedom of speech and redress of grievances, right? Going back to your Constitution, thinking you got rights. Nah, man. Hey, this is their world, okay? Though it's coming to an end, all right. For now, it's still their world, okay? And they're gonna almost, all right, get these plans rolled out, because the scriptures talk about when they're about to fill his belly. It also talks about how they will not perform their enterprise, that new world order. It's not going to come to full fruition. They're gonna launch it, but it's not going to come to that full bloom like they think. All right, and their inward thoughts that their houses shall continue forever. It's not going to come to that point. The Lord's going to knock it down before then. It says, but campaigners are now calling for a greater transparency about the new system's privacy impact before they are rolled out later this year. Kyle will not be Department of Science, Innovation, and Technology Minister forever, and a future government could easily use the optional digital wallet as the launch pad for a mandatory ID scheme. All right, said Silky Carlo, the director of the Big Brother Watch, right, campaign group. The addition of our facial recognition data makes this sprawling identity system incredibly sensitive, intrusive, and honeypot for hackers. Nah, they're gonna knock the hackers out the box too. All right, there's gonna be no infiltrating this system here. All right, because the hackers are going to be put under the same pressure and subject to the same pressure. Now they may be trying to find a way, but ultimately they're not going to be able to get through this system here. All right, because it's not meant to be. It's not meant to hack into. But then again, I could be wrong, but I speak as a man. I'll say that. James Baker, the campaign's manager at Open Rights Group, said, "Is there going to be pressure for the app to become the portal that you have to use the word portal, right? The portal that you have to interact with the government through." See, you see how this all leads up to the micro chip, because the micro chip is going to be your portal to interacting with the banking families as their cattle, their slave. Okay, it says, "Do you in him and being a productive member in society?" Which in this new world that they're planning ain't gonna be so productive, because they're gonna have robots doing everything and uploading you with money every single month. And do you end up in a world where it's meant to be voluntary, but it becomes so widely accepted that you can't live without it? One future problem is it ends up evolving into a national identity database where every interaction is tracked, which has considerable privacy implications. Kyle unveiled the technology this week in a presentation inspired by Silicon Valley product launch. We don't need to get all of that. It's pretty much, we probably got everything we need to get from there. It's pretty much straightforward there. So yeah, let's go back up to the top. Gov.uk app could lead to mandatory ID scheme claim privacy groups. All right, so let's keep it going. All right. Since this one was right here, we're going to continue with our AI chat portion. It's going to be a little mixed up. Usually, I either get AI chat first and do all my other articles, or I do it, get all those articles, then I do the AI when I'm mixing them together. But this time, a little different. All right, a little mixed up. But we're just going to get them. All right, so we can get them out. So it says convenient or intrusive. How Poland has embraced digital ID cards. So you notice this thing is universal, right? Or becoming universal, I should say. From driving license to local air quality, app offers myriad of features and has been rolled out to little opposition. This is basically coming off from the same one we just saw a while ago. Similar. Much is being said about Poland's economy potentially overtaking Britain by 2030. There's that 2030 again, but in some areas, Poles are already ahead. Whenever you see 2030, it means that something's right around the corner. Ain't gonna be no 2030. They can produce a digital identity card or driving license and use any array of public services using a mobile app. And another thing, all right, because it's happened to me plenty of times, which is good to know. But sometimes where you might forget your wallet, and then they'll ask you, your name. All right, they'll get your name, your full name, and it's good to also know your driving license number, because if you're giving them name and your number, they can run it in their little computer when they hop back in the car, and then you can be cleared without your license. Now, I'm not saying just do that, run around, without your license on purpose, because you know your full name and your license number. But it's good to know that, because if you just so happen to forget that, all right, you can give them your license number and give them your name, and then you could be cleared and going about your way. All right, sorry, officer, I'm gonna make sure I pick my wallet up and so on and so forth. All right, but they're going to knock even those things out. All right, everything is going to be digital. If you do not have a digital identity, there's going to be no, oh, I left it, or this, that. No, because that is, it's just that for that, it's digital, so you can have it, right there on hand. So there's going to be nobody without a digital identification. Of course, we're not talking about the Lord's elect, because I'm just speaking in the general sense. There's going to be no excuse, all right, for not having a digital identity, man. So it says, when assessing it for the first time, users have to verify their identity by logging into electronic banking using a digitally enabled physical ID card or through a special trusted profile online. The app, which has 8 million users, has a myriad features such as allowing Poles to produce a digital version of their ID. You see, check how many penalty points they have on their driving license. Yep, all that stuff. Look up their vehicle's history. How many accidents you've been in? How many violations and tickets, and do you have one of those breathalyzer things that you can't start your car without blowing into the tube because you were drunk? You always drunk all the damn time, so they put you on the thing. whatever kind of history there's defined, right? It says check air quality locally and find their polling station. Rafał Sionkowski, a senior government official working on the app, said keeping the core team of developers within public institutions allowed them to move faster as they knew databases were. I swear that's got to be a typo. Anyways, databases were digitized and could be made available to citizens quickly. Excuse me. He said the key breakthrough would come as more EU countries develop similar apps ahead of the bloc's new eIDAS 2.0 regulation on electronic identification, authentication, and trust services. The regulation, which is expected to be fully implemented by 2026 or 2027, provided a legal framework to allow electronic identification systems to work across EU borders. So you could show and verify your digital driving license in Germany or digital ID in Spain, Sionkowski said. You see, and that's what it all leads up to the MOTB, man. All right. However you cut the cake, it's going to have the same bittersweetness to it, man. It's all leading up to the MOTB, man. And we don't really have to read any more of that. Probably some more in there, but you can read it on your own if you want. So it says convenient or intrusive how Poland has embraced digital ID cards. From driver license to local air quality, app offers myriad of features and has been rolled out to little opposition. All right, moving on. All right, here's another extra article here. I do believe we put this in one of the news. Most definitely, I cannot remember because we go through so much news. I might have posted about this in one of the news, I'm not sure. But anyway, it says robot packers and AI cameras. UK retail embraces automation to cut staff costs, right? You will own nothing and you will be happy, okay? Robots working every day, everything, and you home getting a check, all right? Being pretty much a empty vessel, all right, for the elites, okay? Anyways, it says electronic shelf labels returns machines robot bag packers, and yet more self-service tills. Just some of the main technologies that UK retailers are embracing as they try to solve the problem of rising labor costs. All right, yeah, we're gonna solve this by putting robots in the way. Investment in automation was a constant drumbeat amid the flurry of festive trading updates from big retailers in the past few weeks, as they face higher staffing bills from April after the rise in the national minimum wage and employers' national insurance contributions. All right, NICs. I really don't want to read into this. I just really wanted to mention the article there. Pieces, prices, self-service. Self-service shopper-operated tills have become ubiquitous in supermarkets, but expect to see more in fashion and homewares outlets this year. So more self-checkouts. Primark has them in 41 UK stores with plans to extend to at least 5 more this spring, while Next is piloting them in one branch. The Japanese fashion chain Uniqlo and Zara owner in Inditex, I guess that's right, have led the way with technology that can ring up an entire basket of goods without the need for customers to scan them and using radio. Wow, slow it down, slow it down. The Japanese fashion chain Uniqlo and Zara owner Inditex have led the way with technology that can ring up an entire basket of goods without the need for customers to scan them using radio frequency tags. I believe this it reminds me of those shopping carts where you just throw the items in there and they're tallied up as because they're automatically scanned as you throw it into the cart. And by the time you reach checkout, all you gotta do is just it's already paid for. You just roll right out the store. Okay, man. Marks and Spencer is experimenting with this approach for customers putting through non-food items. You see, grocery stores are innovating too. The Co-op is testing a hybrid till that can either be and if you're not familiar with tills, it's basically using with on the most basic dealing with cash register. Like if you ever been a cashier, all right, your drawer is called a till. All right, so usually they start you with $100, so you have to go in there. All right, the manager give you till $100. You got to recount it because you got to make sure it's $100 because if anything is short or over, all right, you're gonna be it's gonna be on you at the end of your shift or whatever the case may be. So usually $100, you count it up, you sign your papers, blah blah blah, get the slip, blah blah blah, go in, put the slip on your to register, and bam bam bam. Okay, so at the end of the day, you do the same thing. You recount your drawer, and whatever's whatever, right? So that's how that works, and that's really a nutshell because there's more to it. I'm just kind of trying to give it a basic thing there, all right? But yeah, so it says that can either be self-service or staff operated, all right. While several supermarkets have added large self-checkouts suitable for handling a full trolley. Self-scan systems such as Sainsbury's Smart Shop or Tesco Scan as you shop, where the shopper rings up prices as they go using a handheld device or smartphone app, are also on the rise. Sainsbury's said 30% of the groceries it sold over the peak festive period were processed by a smart shop, leading to cost savings and higher speed of checkout. Automated returns machines are also popping up, enabling shoppers to drop off unwanted items with the swipe of a QR code. John Lewis is testing them in 3 Waitrose stores. But yeah, Walmart does that. All right, that happened recently. All right, where they started because you know about the driving apps. There's different driving apps, but in particular, Walmart recently started where customers can actually go on and use the app to return an item, not just to get things delivered to them, food and other items delivered, but they can also go into the app now and have things returned. So you go to their house, pick it up. They have to shoot you a code. You get the code, all right, and you scan the package that they want to return. You take it back to the store, drop it off, and then bam, all right. So yeah, that's a small level of things, but I definitely know about that. However, the idea of entirely unstaffed shops is under question. Amazon's Just Walk Out stores, yeah, Just Walk Out stores, where shoppers sign up via an app and technology automatically monitors their purchases and charges. That's what we just talked about with those little grocery carts, man. Now how this works, I don't know if it's the same thing, but it's the same idea with the technology. It says have not proved a roaring success. The retailer has 21 sites in the UK after several closed in 2023 and 2024. Although one did open in North London in November, Tesco has just 4 of its Get-Go self-service shops, the first of which opened in 2021, while Aldi just has 1 such UK outlet. And yeah, one thing I noticed, because I mentioned that before, AutoZones have self-checkout counters now. But another place I've seen which these are not new, but Dollar General has self-checkout counters, but they shut them down. I don't know why, but they stopped. They shut down the self-checkout counters in Dollar General. If there's a couple that are still open, I don't know, but all the ones I've gone into, those self-checkout counters have been shut down. They didn't last too long. I don't know why. But anyways, we'd have to get that. Yeah, warehouse automation robots. There's a lot more there, so you can go and read that all on your own. It says robot packers and AI cameras. UK retail embraces automation to cut staff costs. All right, so let's keep going. All right, you got a couple more. Try to find the other one. I know what happened to it. I'm gonna have to see if I can pull that one back up. But until then, let's go and get this one since it's right here. And that'll actually, this last one will mark our AI chat portion. All right, because the last one I want is not referring to AI at all. So it says artificial intelligence, which is AI for short. Pope warns Davos summit that AI could worsen crisis of truth. Now, if he really said that, he ain't against the system. This is what, brothers speak of when they're talking about controlled opposition. All right. We already seen what the Pope is about. So for him to be speaking about something like it's bad, like, come on, man, dude, look at what you're doing. All right. But hey, that's the mouth of the false prophet, right? Basically speaking about the Roman Catholic Church in general, but we know the Pope is the head of that, right? So it says Francis calls for close oversight of technology that raises critical concerns about humanity's future. Boy, you ain't worried about no these people. Oh man, Pope Francis has warned global leaders in Davos that artificial intelligence raises critical concerns about humanity's future, and it could exacerbate a growing crisis of truth. Francis, wow, look at this. What is he doing over here? Is that a real image? Sometimes they can be fake. The God illusion why the Pope is so popular as a deep fake image. I was like, come on, what is going on here? Now I wouldn't doubt it though. All right, but it'd probably be a boy. Moving on though, it says Francis said governments and businesses must exercise due diligence and vigilance to navigate the complexities of AI. In a written address at the World Economic Forum, the WEF, in Switzerland on Thursday, the Pope said AI could fuel the growing crisis of truth in the public forum. I'm gonna have to find this one of the Pope. I didn't see the Pope speaking about nothing. So let me see if I can find that because it's underway right now. So if he did say that, I'm gonna see if I can find it. All right. So it says the Pope said AI could fuel. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can put this in a notepad. I guess we'll get all of that right there. And we'll copy that on over. So it says, the Pope said AI could fuel the growing crisis of truth in the public forum as its output was almost indistinguishable from those of humans. This technology is designed to learn and make certain choices autonomously, adapting to new situations and providing answers not foreseen by its programmers, thus raising fundamental questions about ethical responsibility, human safety, and the broader implications of these developments for society, he said in a statement read to Davos delegates by Cardinal Peter Turkson, a Vatican official. Yeah, I remember this was fake. I had the Pope in a bubble jacket. That was fake. I remember that one though. The Pope has first-hand experience of artificial intelligence's ability to distort the truth. He is a popular subject in AI-generated deepfake images, including one of him embracing the singer Madonna and a second in a Balenciaga puffer jacket. And they're going to do the same thing against us, right? Those that teach this truth. They're going to use every trick in the book to make the world hate us, all right? Which would justify their persecution that they're going to bring down on us. Because they just can't run up on us. They got to have a reason. They have to have rhyme and reason. So they're going to use every trick that they have to do this. And that's also going to put in line, the citizens, all right, to get behind them and say, yeah, go ahead, all right, and give no pushback, all right? Do it, see? Unlike many other human inventions, AI is trained on the results of human creativity, which enables it to generate new artifacts with a skill level and speed that often rival or surpasses human capabilities, raising critical concerns about its impact on humanity's role in the world. Yeah, like they showed you in the iRobot movie. That was one of my favorite, more favorite, not one like top movies, but I used to like watching that movie, back in the days though. But it showed you that when Sonny drew the robots down on the bridge, and the one robot leading them, really that robot was supposed to be him, but he said it was Spooner, but it was him at the end of the day. But you get the point though. I was talking about more so just him drawing that. All right, it's just like when you print something out, like let's say you want to run a copy of something, a picture or whatever, and it does it so quickly, right? Quicker than a human can do it. All right. If you want to copy a picture, it's going to take you a while to copy, redraw that same picture over. But a computer can, recreate the image, in minutes, right? A lot of times, in those quick ones, hey, it's like a minute, and the thing is done. All right. So it says AI has been a hot topic at Davos this year, with many shops along the ski resorts promenade taken over by technology firms promoting their products. Expectations for AI are sky high among some delegates, so on and so forth. We don't need to read all of that. For this point forward, we will be managing not only human workers but also digital workers. And that is just incredible, he told business leaders. Yeah, because they're trying to knock out your humans altogether. You will own nothing, you will be happy. You will eat the bugs and you will be happy, man. 15-minute cities, all these things. And the average American who's stupid will take this for a joke. They'll laugh. These two people are crazy. 15 minutes, old enough to be happy. Hey, nigga crazy. I got a job. Okay. You got it. We got houses for you. And we going to see. All right. Because the devil is slowly about to show his horns, man. All right. Last year in Britain's Demis Hassabis, the co-founder of the AI startup DeepMind, which was, this makes me think about the Jason Bourne movie. I think that was a similar term to that. I want to say it was the last movie of the Jason Bourne movies. All right. What, man, what Deep Thought? Something like, it was some crazy mess that was called. Some of you who, probably were fans of those movies probably know what I'm talking about. But anyways, which was bought by Google in 2014, was awarded the Nobel Prize for Chemistry for this work. Wow. Arguing the case for AI, Porat said she had had cancer twice and was very fortunate to have had early diagnosis. I spoke to my oncologist about it and blah, blah, blah. We don't really need all that. So that's pretty much the end of that one. So let's get that. It says Pope warns Davos summit that AI could worsen crisis of truth. And we know damn well the Pope ain't, against AI or anything going on, right? They're just using him as control opposition to make him seen in a better light, and whatever other case it may be, right? But we get it though. Let's move on. All right, here's my last one. So it says bird remains found in both engines of crashed Jeju Airjet, report says. Now remember, we posted about this. So it says plane appears to have hit ducks before it crashed in Muon, South Korea last month, killing 179 people on board. All right. Now you might ask why we're bringing this out. All right, because we really don't have to read this article. It's short. I guess we'll read it through since it's short, or at least some of it here. It says an investigation into the deadliest air disaster on South Korean soil has found duck remains in both engines, according to a preliminary report suggesting the passenger jet hit birds before slamming down on the runway. While officials have not yet determined the cause of last month's Jeju air crash that killed all but two of the 181 people on board. All but two, man. Wow. It says the report released on Monday said, who was it? I wonder, was it the pilots or who? Anyways, on Monday said feathers and bird bloodstains were found inside the Boeing 730, yeah, the Boeing, right? 737-800's engines. The samples were sent to specialized organizations for DNA analysis, and a domestic organization identified them as belonging to Baikal Teals, said the report from South Korea's Aviation and Railway Accident Investigation Board. Baikal teals are a type of migratory duck that fly to South Korea for winter in large numbers. The pilots made an emergency call while attempting to land and warned of a bird strike. Air crashes are usually caused by several factors, and bird strikes are relatively common. Okay. The 6-page report did not go beyond factual details, and several questions remain, such as why the jet abandoned its first landing attempt and then turned around to land on the same runway in the opposite direction, a rare maneuver as pilots prefer to land into the wind, which helps with stability and braking. The jet touched down late on the runway at high speed with no landing gear deployed and no apparent use of the wing flaps, which are lowered for landing. After sliding down the runway, the plane hit a dirt and concrete embankment built to house the navigation equipment and burst into flames. All right, investigators have been stymied by lack of usable data from the black box recorders, which stopped recording about 4 minutes before the airliner exploded. Interesting. Previously, this has occurred when there was an onboard electrical failure. South Korean authorities will be under pressure to uh, avoid a repeat of the aftermath of the Sewol ferry disaster in April 2014, in which more than 300 people died, mostly high school students. Many relatives of the victims complained that it took authorities too long to identify the dead and to establish the cause of the sinking. And the reason why I bring this article up is because at the end of the day, all those things we just read about, the black box not, giving, information, uh, the wing flaps not let up or let down, the wheels not let down, and so on and so forth. All these different things, how they didn't, go with the best flight, best path, to land it. They went against the wind. It's all these things. I bring this article up to say that all these things are controlled by the Lord. He has angels out there doing these things. As a matter of fact, let me punch up Sparrow. See if I can find what I'm looking for. Let me see. Not one Sparrow. I'm looking for something in particular. Yeah, I know I believe from right, it's in the New Testament. Let me just see. Where it says, not one sparrow falleth from the sky. Okay, is that it? Yep. Matthew 10. It says, I guess we can read 28. And fear not them which kill the body, because it goes along with the topic, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. And the point is, it says, are not two sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father, but the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So basically, the point there with me bringing that up is, if the Lord controls, it could be the smallest insect, the smallest bird or creature, or anything, all right, controls life and death and all things. This was directly, from the Lord as judgment, man. It used those birds, all right, to crash into the plane's engines, to crash that plane and only have two survivors of the 181. 179 people perished, man. All right. I just lost what I was thinking of. Is it 40? I think it's in 47, 45. I think it's 47. Okay, yeah, 45, right? It says, I am Yahweh, Isaiah 45:5, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. So that judgment there, which that it's recent, but it's not like new, like it just happened 2 days ago, because we posted about it in the news. But this was an article, as a follow up there on that situation, and they were saying that it was from birds or ducks, actually, in more specific, it said it was ducks supposedly. But did not the Lord control those ducks to fly into the engine to crash the plane to bring about that judgment? And then you had, the wheels not deployed. Like, come on, man, that's common sense. If you're trying to land on the ground as a plane, you got to drop the wheels. Then you have the plane flaps that are help for stability in landing, as well as the air, the force of the wind, all right, whether you're going with it or against it, all right. And then the black box recorder, all right, stop recording 4 minutes beforehand. So all these things were factored in by the Lord sending his angels, all right, so he could bring down this judgment in the proper way. The ambulance sirens right on, well, actually that's the truck from the fire rescue, but still right on time though. But you get the point though, right? That was judgment from the Lord. And those things are planned out by the Lord strategically, man. Because if the Lord's got you on the chopping block, you're not going to escape. Because the only way for you to escape is if he wanted you to. So he wanted to jack you up, really bad, all right, and wanted you to continue living. But usually the average person, when they catch that judgment, it's unto death, man. But these things come from the Lord, and that's the reason why I wanted to pull up that last article there. But that was it. I know we were kind of all over the place by going back and forth, various articles, AI chat, but still we got it out. So Lord willing, you will edify to next time. I'm going to say shalom.